It already says I'm lagging. The very first thing it says is that I'm lagging. There's a problem with my broadcast. Again! I probably have to restart the computer and the modem and stuff to fix it. Not good, not good. Not good, not good. Well, now it says it's fine, of course. And it says we're live, but I don't see myself. It says we're live, but I'm not. Yeah, we got one on the hook. Let's see if it's a big one. Got some elves coming at us. And there's the channel. Channel lives. Okay, we'll try to make something out of nothing here. Of course, if it just keeps lagging on me, I don't know what to tell you. So green, black. Either way, I don't get my blister pod. Do I want blister pod on turn 2 or do I want shambles on turn 2? Guess I want the shambles, man. Actually, this way I don't get either. Oh well. Forget it. I don't think either one's important to get right away. So, let's see if we're lagging. So far, so good. Hey, top decked it. I suppose we'll be mana efficient. Up against the turn 1 Jotty means the ramp deck, potentially. Not a good hand against ramp. Not a good hand in general. Probably should have mulliganed it. Probably should have. Was more concerned about whether or not the stream was going to lag than what was going to happen to the game here. And we've got the classic green start going on. And I have a really rough start going on. So we just drawn 2 lands off the top. We need better spells. We kind of kept the worst of our deck. And if we had a black mana, at least things could get interesting with Lily. But we don't. We don't have a sack outlet either. So off to a bad start. Pretty much asking to get pummeled. And our opponent's off to a great start. Pretty much happy to pummel us. This is horrible. There's no doubt about that. This is horrible. If he blocks with the elf on the Shambler, then at least he has to trade his elf and he doesn't get to Evo Leap it. It's not like Shambler's doing anything other than sitting there being a 1/1 with this hand. Yep. Kept a 3-lander, and we've drawn 3 straight lands off the top at times where we definitely didn't keep a hand with good action. We needed to draw better action. And we drew the wrong lands at that, so it's just great. So if I don't draw something here, I'm just going to concede. I never should have kept the hand. Okay, that's a thing. I guess I have to stick around now. Don't really want to. Just going to get green ramp to death to open up our day. Not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it. So I had 2 false starts. Both times I tried to start the stream and I lagged. And when I first came in, I was really excited. I was going to talk about the new cards. And now I don't even want to play. Like restarting and rebooting stuff in the house already has me like, why do I do this? Obviously this game has me going, why do I do this? This is horrible right now, but persevere. Must persevere. I'm just already very bored with this game. Getting behind a green ramp is just so sad. It means nothing good is going to happen, and it's just waiting for how you will die. There really aren't any comeback victories against green ramp very often, especially when they have From Beyond. Oh well. Hey, at least they gave me a black land this time. So we'll put you out here. And we'll attack with those. And what's he gonna do? Block? No block. Well, that's really obvious what I get to do, but eh. So do I try to make a giant Rot Shambler, or do I try to hit his hand? I think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I can block those, so yeah, I think we hit the hand. Especially while mine is absolute horrible terribleness. If we can get to Lily Ultimate, we can steal this game that would otherwise be wretched. Like, even Ulamog can't do much about a Lily Ultimate. Especially with Nantuko Husk on the battlefield. Well, he'll just be trading off his creatures, which leaves him with less Evil Leap action, so that's all good stuff. No complaints there. Well, come on, come on. I'm sure you want to do more Llanowar empathing to scry your way to more amazing cards that you're going to smash me with. Like a Gatecreeper Vine. Ugh. Big green decks. And he's leaving mana up, so he's a capable enough player. That's a good draw. So do I keep ticking Lily up? I now have access to a lot more cards. This is curious. I don't want to lose the act of treason, and he'll just discard the Gatecreeper Vine. So in this case, we're going to get back Shambles and start making big monsters. That's the new plan. And we're not even going to attack. Yeah, go ahead, leap some things. Oh yay, all the usual suspects and crap. No, do it again. It'll be fun. No, decides not to. More junk on the ground. Yay. Our new plan is to get to that Chandra's Ignition. That's the new plan. We're going to try to do it next turn. Gonna see what we can do. He is giving us a lot more time than he probably should. So right now we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards deep, 6 cards deep. Not very good odds for drawing the Ignition, but we're pretty much down to that as our out because we've had a pretty rough game. Things haven't really gone our way yet, but we're going to try to make all that up right here. Thinking. Okay. Perfect. So I was kind of hoping he'd skip out on blocking a little bit. This is at least going to give me a chance to finish him if I can find that wonderful card. Now let's see what happens. 1, 2, come on. Chandra's Ignition, please. Make my day. He's pausing, okay. Pausing again. Leaping. Okay. Don't see any point. Gets a Gaia's Revenge. Good for you. Still not there. Guess this turn's dig through time is coming to an end, as we only have a bunch of lands to really show for it. So, still not quite the luckiest. Does he have enough mana to Ulamog me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he does. So just do that, please. Or not. He's setting up an attack. He's going after Lily. How many creatures are you going to throw away to go after Lily? Well, that wasn't right. That was wrong. But I guess that's all of his options. Okay, he's going to Bellow. There's nothing wrong with that. I will trade my Lily for a Bellow. That doesn't bother me. Let's keep digging. We're definitely digging right now. Got a good game. I was ready to quit this if we didn't draw the Husk that turn that we drew it, because this has been ugly. But we are hanging tough. New Kids on the Block style. Now we know he's got cards like Gaia's Revenge in his hand. Is he ever going to play any of them? He's going to play Woodland Bellower, okay. Oh happy day, Woodland Bellower in the house. Yeah, good for you. Maybe he's waiting until next turn to use Ulamog. Because he probably thinks I have active treason, and he'd be right. Blister Pod. Okay. So how much can I cast here? Let's start here. Okay. Well, that'll get me to it faster, but I give up on drawing it this turn if I play Shadows right now. And he has a Reclamation Sage. We know about the Reclamation Sage. But we could still get a lot of use out of it this turn. Or next turn. We could still get a ton of use out of it. Yeah, we'll try to find that card we really need here. That's going to be the idea behind this turn. See if we can finagle some kind of a win. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Nope. You are not Chandra's Ignition. Ready to get Ulamogged? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to do this now. so that he can't Ulamog with a green mana up unless he has another forest in his hand for sure, which would take my active treason for his Ulamog off the table. Let's see what he wants to do. Still thinking. Ran his whole timer out, still thinking. Alright, you got colorless, it's your upkeep though. And he's going to pitch now, and he's going to get... He won't have enough mana now. Okay, he wants Oso me. So that's going to mess up my scries. Oof. It's going to mess up my scries. That son of a bitch. Oh wait, I can draw in response. Top. So we're going to draw a card in response so that he can't mess with me right now. And make sure I get this into my hand. There we go. Bottom U. Don't want him to get lands if we can help it with his Oso. And don't want to draw them in general. So all this is on upkeep. And now he went and got his Oblivion Sower. And let's see. If he doesn't Ulamog me this turn, I think we can win this game. There might also be Primal Bellow shenanigans. Nope. He's going to go for Shadows, that's fine. So Shadows got us to the Ignition and made sure it got into our hand, so that turned out to be the right play. Right call last turn for sure. And he's going to Oso me. What's he going to hit? One land, Evolving Wilds. Gain a little life. Do a little fetch. Gonna put him up to 14, and then I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Alright, guys, I think we're gonna steal this after that abysmal start where I really did. I was this close to rage quitting and just being like, this game sucks. I was pretty much out the door. But here we are learning lessons. Here we are learning some lessons. Alright. Get that out there. Let's pitch this for mana. Get that bigger. There we go. That out there. Now we still can draw another Blister Pod and make this all even juicier. We just have to make sure that we finish this turn in time, because this is going to be trigger crazy. But get ready. We're going to have a big show. He's at 10. There's that Blister Pod. So I could go bigger. I guess that would just be bad manners. So let's just end the show. How you doing? Rawr! So yeah, the green ramp deck way ahead in that game. Thought I was as toast as I could be. He probably could have played that differently to cast Ulamog on time, which obviously would have put a big dent in our world. But that's why it's a combo deck. You just kind of make the big plays and steal it right out from underneath them. Yeah. So let's try it. Let's try to set up another one. Also, we knew he had Reclamation Sage from the Evolutionary Leap, and we ran the Shadows of the Past out anyway just to get a handful of scries from it. That turned out to be a really good call. It let us put Chandra's Ignition on top, and instead of getting it Oblivion Sowered away, because it exiles the top 4 of your library, we sacked a critter to our Husk with a Smothering Abomination out so that we could draw that Chandra's Ignition instead of seeing it get exiled. So, all beautiful little things coming together. Coming together to light the big green ramp on fire and burn their forest to the ground. It is St. Patty's week. I shouldn't be beaten down on green ramp. But, what can I say? I don't feel bad for him. We were lucky we didn't get Acid Mossed. An Acid Moss on one of our black sources in that game would have been horrible, and we saw he had Acid Moss in the deck. He revealed it with Evolutionary Leap. So, yeah, it's me. It's CGB. I'm back in on my Twitch, checking out my Twitch game, getting on my gold grind. Got inspired to play today because we got a new card revealed for us. And I haven't read the story yet. There's like a whole story called Unwelcome on magicthegathering.com/articles. And I'm going to read that story. But so far, what we do know is that we're, like, most likely Duels, definitely Magic, and most likely Duels, is getting a new Jace. We're getting a new Jace, you guys. It's Jace, the Unraveler of Secrets. He's 5 mana, 2 blue, and 3 others. And he's got 5 loyalty. He's a mythic, so we'll only get one of them. Yep. We'll only get one of them. And he +1, scry 1, then draw a card. Love it. -2, return target creature to its owner's hand. Love it. -8, which does take some time to get to. You get an emblem with, whenever an opponent casts his or her first spell each turn, counter that spell. Love it. So here's the thing. You don't really look at the bottom ability, like the -8 is fun and all, but you can't really look at that when you're thinking about whether or not this is a good Planeswalker. So you look at the other 2 abilities, and the other 2 abilities, you know, +1, scry, and then draw, and -2, return something to their owner's hand. They aren't like they aren't show-stopping abilities. They aren't crazy. They're actually pretty straightforward, but they're good. You know, it reminds me of Ob, right? +1, you draw a card. You don't lose 1 life either, you scry, so the +1's strictly better than Ob. And the -2 to return something to the hand, and -3 to destroy a creature, they're similar. So we've got something at least as good as Ob going on, and I'm very happy to see it. Now, do we go get another black? I'm going to go get another black. Our hand is very black-centric. And then we'll still have plays for at least 2 turns with all these 2-drops while we set up our green and red. So another awkward start, slow out of the gates, but this is more of a combo deck. The thing is, we won't have a lot of combo time if he's playing Thopters, which he's Thopter color, but he hasn't played any Thopters yet, which is different. All right, so we're going to start with you. You want to counter it? Nope, no counter. And no Twin Bolt. Okay. Now let's see if we get the Whirler Rogue treatment. What's it gonna be? Well, he's got stuff to think about, so he's either got a land or something he can play for 3 mana. In the tank. Dimir control with Jason Ob is interesting. Sure it is, as long as Dimir can control things. We need a better counterspell. If we get a better counterspell, Dimir will control more things, and it will be much better than it is now. Oh my gosh, draw land, 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 draw a land, an untapped one. Fail. Alright, let's turn that sideways. I kind of want to get Shadows out and get my Scry on. But, yeah. Husk and we can sack the Scion. Do I really want to sack the Scion? If I could? Not particularly. But, mana efficiency is going to be important in this game. We have our hand is clogged at this point and short on lands, so we want to use all of our mana. If we get a better counterspell, then, yeah, we could finally see a blue-black control deck worthy of control decks. I would love to see that. I think it's missing from the game. Or blue-white, either one of those I'd be happy with, although I know there are definitely some blue-black purists out there, and I don't blame them. So we're going to get that thing off the table now, not even going to risk it somehow getting enchanted. Because we also get the +2/+2 bonus, make our Husk better, and get in there. Alright. So our opponent has a weird deck. We can establish safely that they are playing a weird deck. So we'll just stick to the kind of proactive game plan and make their weird deck find a way to beat us before we beat them. Okay. Now, gonna be an interesting dilemma. If I spike Ob right here, if I just throw Ob Nixilis out there and use -3, then Ob can turn around and die to a Twin Bolt. Whereas we have a perfectly suitable answer to this guy right now with the Perilous Mirror. So I'm going to delay on playing Ob. Instead, I'm going to put out this here Perilous Mirror. I'm going to put out this Shadows of the Past to start putting our combo together. Well, I put out that Rot Shambler too, because that Rot Shambler and the Shadows are going to give me a benefit from the death of the mirror. I can do better. No, at this point we don't need Visionaries. They're fine, but we don't need them. At this point we want combo pieces. We want cards that... We want Smothering Abominations. We want Chandra's Ignitions. We wouldn't mind Act of Treason. Nope. And what else? Nope. No, thank you. Now see, some of you might have been like, should have kept that Visionary. If I kept that Visionary, I would have drawn just a land off it, which means basically a 2-mana 1/1, which isn't that impressive. Is not something to get excited about in Magic, you guys. 2-mana 1/1s, they bad. They bad. The Visionary is only good as the card you draw, and you don't have control over that most of the time. Alright, Jeskai. So, Jeskai Aura Control? What do you think he's got? Any votes on what's going to come out of this crazy deck across from me? Any votes on what that white man is going to be for? He's got that Whirler Rogue. Got that Whirler Rogue. Probably had it ready on turn 4, but he's missed some land drops. Alright, so I think, let's see what we draw. Got ideas. Oh my goodness, another one. Well, I want to stabilize the board more. I want to do that before I cast Ob, so we will lead with this and this. He still has a lot of cards to go, but we can force a lot of pain upon him, make him deal with the pain, and then, you know, Ob can be the backup to all that pain. If he doesn't block, okay, he wants to block. You want to block the other one? He does. Interesting. So we have no rush to sack the mirror and kill his Whirler Rogue right now, unless we're worried about... I'm not even worried about him dispersing it or anything like that. He has to keep putting mana out to deal with our board. Nope, nope. So that's 4 lands that we have not drawn, thanks to the amazingness of the Shadows. Shadows, just a 1-of in the deck, though. You never really want 2. Thunderclap Wyvern is definitely something to keep in mind, and now that we've seen he plays Whirler Rogue, he's more likely to have that card, so that's a good tip. Pia Kirin, there you go. Alright, do we want to prevent the unblockability this turn? No, I don't care if he does unblockability this turn. Not at all. So, the 1 of Shadows, don't really want to, don't want to draw more Shadows of the Past than creatures, because that can be ugly. But when you draw your 1, it can help you kind of steamroll through the deck to get to those cards that you really want. Because there's only a handful of cards in this deck that are powerful. There's a bunch of cards that work well together, but there's only a handful that are legit. So do I want to sack something now? No. I want the bonus. I want the +2/+2 on my turn. Getting the Scry last turn, though, that would have been interesting. Man, if we had 1 more mana, we could steal Pia Kirin and then sack our Perilous Mirror using Pia Kirin and kill 2 things. But I don't find any of these to be a good treason target. It's not really the card for the moment. Let's see what he does about some attackers. There's certainly a lot of things we can do sacrificing a Perilous Mirror mid-combat to mess up any blocking that he does. And he's only at 10, so he does have to keep blocking. We've got him in a bind. And this is, if you're aggressive enough with your husks and your rot shamblers, you get them big early and you just get some good hits in. This is the bind that it puts the opponent in. Suddenly they have to keep blocking or they're just gonna die. Like right now, if he just didn't block a husk, I could kill him. He has to block both husks. Absolutely has to. And if he doesn't block the shambler, we can pump that up quite a bit too. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the shambler couldn't kill him, but we could put him down to... Wait, actually we could. We could kill him with Shadows of the Past if he doesn't block the shambler. Because we'd have 4 creatures in the graveyard. We'd be able to activate Shadows. So he's got to block everything. He has to. Oh, nope. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that works. Guess he didn't do that math. We're gonna find the backdoor kill here. So, little creative kill here for everyone involved. Hope you guys like it. If I did my math right, now's the fun part where we find out. Little creative Shadows of the Past work. Yep, there it is. He had to block them all. Boom. Alright guys, I will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. So you don't have to run nowhere, and I'm going to keep the stream open. So see ya in just a few. Ah. Ba-bum. Hey, what did I sub out of Jund Kratz? I don't know. I keep on trying to remember what I tweaked. From Beyond. There isn't From Beyond. Can somebody type to Malcolm HFX that From Beyond has been subbed out of the deck? And there's something else too, but I can't think of it. Like, I think it's 2 From Beyond, 1 Act of Treason out, 3 Shamblers in, as I see if Rot Shambler is indeed the man. If he is the Rot Shamble man with the plan. Let me see, maybe I can fire up Twitch here on my iPad and type that out myself. He's got no audio, so gotta take care of our folks with no audio, because I do that all the time. Like, usually I'm like, well, turn your audio on, right? But I do that all the time. I do that all the time. I watch Twitch without audio. So I talk too fast. 1 Act of Treason, so there's only 3 acts of treason is out, and 2 From Beyonds are out. And in their place are 3 Rot Shamblers. Excuse me. Congestion. Not really. More like burps. Alright. I don't think I talk too fast. Do I talk too fast? Am I a fast talker? Is that a thing I do? Just kidding. I've slowed down my speech to some degree since I started streaming. I think I talked faster before. So let's see if we can jump back into a game. Connect, 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 connect! That's not it. Nope. Stuck again. Alright. 2 in a row. Let's break this off. Come on now. Let's end the streak. Get another game. Thanks everybody for waiting around. I hate dead air as much as the next person, so thank you for your tolerance of me as I stream, playing this game, getting that gold. Yeah, Jace and Obnixilis are very, very, very similar cards. The new Jace, Unraveler of Secrets. And he will be a lot of fun. And he will go in all your blue decks. I doubt there's a blue deck that won't include Jace. So, don't you worry about that. He also makes auras a lot worse. If you are planning to play a deck that casts auras on creatures, whether they're on your own creatures, like Grasp of the Hieromancer, or on the opponent's creatures like Suppression Bonds, Jace will come down and make you sad. Jace is just going to come down and mess up your whole aura thing by returning the creature to the owner's hand, and we're back to work. So if you thought auras were good before, they are worse now. They are worse now. And that is something to keep in mind with the new Jace, Unraveler of Secrets. The other really oppressive part, and some of you control folks are going to be really excited about this. If you do -8 with Jace and give your opponent the emblem whenever an opponent casts his or her first spell each turn, counter that spell. Here's what can happen. They'll cast their first spell, and it'll get countered, and then they'll cast their second spell, and now you play the counter spell that's in your hand, right? So it's just an extra kick in the balls. Now the problem is Gaia's Revenge still can't be countered, so Gaia's Revenge is going to go right through that emblem and run you over. I mean, he can still play it. The ability will try to counter it, and it won't counter. It just won't. So we're having our connection issues. Just another day. That's what I get for taking about 10 minutes off from the stream. As soon as I step away, our good luck of getting connected, just evaporation. Let's see. A black-white instant exile was confirmed. Was it confirmed for us to get in the game? Was it confirmed for duels, Mortivore 666? He's saying that new white-black instant exile pay 3 life card, which is really freaking cool, is confirmed. And I saw the card get spoiled that it's going to be in Shadows, but will it be in Duels of the Planeswalkers Shadows? It will. No way. Oh, that's redorkulous. I love it. Oh my goodness. Where'd you see that? Reddit? I gotta jump on my Reddit, get my Reddit game on point. Let's see. At least I got stuff to talk about. We're getting Kalitas? We're getting Kalitas. Oh, that's even better, you guys. I don't know. I mean, I liked Anguish Unmaking as much as most folks, but Kalitas is the man. Huh. Crazy. And Wall of Resurgence. Wall of Resurgence is amazing. Like, maybe not amazing. Maybe that's too strong a word. But Wall of Resurgence, I think, will see some play. I think it's a good card for defensive decks. Holy cow. That's really cool. That is the good news. Now, why can't I get a game to connect? That's what I'm... Like, all this good stuff going on. I'm having a good time talking with you guys, but here we are. Can't get in that game. I'm going to retweet that. Thank you. Log in. Password does not match. Ah, that's the life right there. Gotta get out my phone. If I want to hit the Twitter. Hit the Twitterverse with the good news. How did I miss that? I'm supposed to get notified when tweets come out of Magic Duels, and instead, I get notified that Owen Turnwald posted a new photo. Come on, Twitter. Don't you know I'm all about that duels? Don't you know that's where it's at for me? I mean, at least show me a Gabby Sparks tweet. But no, I get Owen Turnwald. There we go. Retweet that. Like that. Hallelujah. New table in the picture. Oh, the tabletop. Yeah, they, it looks like they're changing up the look and feel, which I can get behind. We need pretty much a new look and feel for this game every so often, and since we're only getting updates about every 4 to 6 months at the rate we're currently going, well, we better get a new table like every time, a new playmat, so to speak. Well, this is awesome. I gotta go write some stuff. Like, this is amazing. I didn't even bother writing about Anguish Unmake. I didn't bother writing about Anguish Unmaking before because I didn't think we'd get it. Dude, Gabby's cute. I don't care what y'all say. She's amazing. And she's actually pretty darn good at Magic. Her commentary was the best thing I've heard in years. I was getting so insanely bored watching Marshall Sutcliffe. And I mean nothing against those guys, Brian David Marshall, the Marshalls. I mean nothing against them. They're good at what they do. They've done it so long, though, that I'm tired of it. I'm no longer impressed when they do what they do, and instead I like get annoyed by little things, like when they laugh at jokes that aren't funny or don't pay attention to the match that's going and go on some tangent about the way things were 15 years ago. Those things bother me now, so you have to have somebody different, and Gabby is certainly different. She said, watching her cover GP Houston, I think she was talking about like Harden Scales players who were playing like 9/9 endless ones, and she's like, you know, so-and-so is totally going ham with his Harden Scales deck. I'm like, okay, going ham is a term I don't think that LSV or either Marshall would ever use, and I thought that was awesome. So yeah, watch Gabby Smart's stream tonight. She's going to be showing off 5 new vampires. Her stream is right here on Twitch at 8 p.m. Central Time. So 9 p.m. for me, like 6 p.m. for West Coast. Stuff like that. We got an opponent. It's on. It's on. If you guys are sick of hearing me talk about the deeper world of Magic, don't worry. Gameplay is happening. Aw, boy. So it's going to be a little of this, followed by a little of that, by a little of that, probably. I think so. Unless we get another black in there somewhere. Alright. Okay, so that might change things. No, still want to lead with that. So, maybe another green deck in the making? I think that there are two, I think the ultimate battle in duels right now is between green-based ramp decks mostly green-red, and Izzet decks, like blue and red. Because I can make multiple decks, I can make multiple good decks with green, and I can make, ramp spells, and I can make a couple good decks with blue and red cards. But like, I don't even have a deck right now with a white card in it. That's how little I like white. And this is the only deck that has black in it. So some of those things are a bit twisted, and it'd be nice if we were able to balance out the colors more. I can't find a white deck that just is competitive, that keeps up in anything right now in duels, with ramp or with Thopters or decks like that. I think there will be some interesting options for a white Spirits deck, white Aristocrat style Spirits deck in the next set, and I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, white should be in more decks with Shadows because we get Avacyn, who is the nuts. That card is so insane that it was before, like, white has Gideon, right? And Gideon is nuts. So that's good, but now with white also getting Avacyn and Gideon together, pretty nuts, you guys. Pretty nuts. Alright. So I think this turn is going to be more setup. Another Visionary in a tapped land, most likely. But I attack with open mana because at least the opponent has to think about if they want to block. They probably will 9 out of 10 times. But sometimes they don't. Make them do the work. Draw me that card. Play that Cinderglade. Pass that turn. I love getting that lag message. That lag message. Big and red and making me freak out and go run over to my stream to see if it works. Which makes me go watch an ad, which is probably what they wanted all along. And then, guess what? Everything's fine. Everything just always turns out fine. So we got a Huntmaster. So we've got Elves. So with Elves, the big problem is that they're going to go wide. So that means we have to, we should try to get and stay wide. How best to do that this turn? Let's keep digging with Visionaries. Let's also probably play the Shambler to be mana efficient. Yep. Okay. We're gonna need another black. So we're gonna want to keep digging in the deck. So next turn might be like, well, Shadows of the Past and Evolutionary Leaf don't really play well together. Describe, but they're on the bottom. So it dodges a creature you may not want to draw, but that's it. We have 3 cards in the deck that cost double black, and we have more black sources than we have red sources, and yet here we are with one of those draws. And we're up against one of those draws for sure. If we don't get a Chandra's Ignition combo frickin' soon, we're in trouble. We have more black sources than we have red sources, and again, here we are with one of those draws. And we're up against one of those draws for sure. If we don't get a Chandra's Ignition combo. That echo is me listening to my own stream because it says I'm lagging, and yet I see no lag. So, Ignition is here. What we need to do is build a big old Rot Shambler without it getting, what's the word? What's the bad thing that could happen? Bone Splintered. So the plan is to sacrifice a whole bunch of little dorks at end step. 1, 2, 3, that makes it a 4/4. People complaining about lagging now. I'm done. I can't fix it. I can't do anything about it. Let me see if it's on my channel. Let me see if I see it. People complain about lag. Yeah, I see it. I see it, you guys. There's nothing I can do. Like, literally nothing. I've got no game against the lag. Let's see what our opponent wants. Nope. Okay. Could get blown out by complete disregard, but that's about it. That's the only big concern. It's not that big of one. Alright, there's a grip. Let's clean this up. Ah, that's a much prettier board state. Fog! Bazoom! Yay, fog. We've been fogged. Didn't think about this very hard. Well, shadows it is. Don't need more triggers. The lag seems to have passed on my end, but it's just been a laggy day. I haven't been able to combat it very well at all. Oh, he's out. He's out of elves. We ignited all of them. He thought he had us. But there you go. Still can't play that abomination because we still don't have another black source, but we can get Husk and the pods onto the battlefield. We can also save the activation for the Evo Leap. We don't really need more creatures, so we'll play this Blister Pod after combat, but we just wanted to make him think about it. Alright. Rot Shambler, one of the big reasons that Rot Shambler is something I'm trying in the deck is because I wanted another card that I could go off and hit a big ignition with. It was too easy for my Nantuko Husks to get beaten by the couple of reprisals and bone splinters in my opponent's deck, or I just might not draw one. So nothing was worse than holding a Chandra's Ignition with no big creatures. So that's why Rot Shambler, he was given the nod, made the cut. All right. See if we can just... Well, we know he plays Fog, so we're not going to try to combo him out. We're just going to win the boring way. No reason to try to combo off if there's no pressure and nothing going wrong. Because, you know, you'd just walk into Fogs that way. Ba-bam. Scarblade, sure. So this whole game went the way of the Chandra's Ignition. Well, let's check for Fog. Fog check. Nope, game over. Alrighty. Down go the elves. Down go the dangerous elf decks. Now, did we make it? Destruction Rage? No? No, we still haven't cast 15? Crazy. Of course, I always forget that Devoid spells don't count. There's plenty of Devoid spells in that deck. Alright, let's ramp roll somebody. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. What others? Let's see. Turn off my channel there. Go to my mythic spoiler.com. What else came out today? Anybody see Sigarda, Heron's Grace? I'll fill you in. 3 colorless, a green and a white for a legendary creature that is an angel. This is a mythic rare, everybody. It is a 4/5. It has flying. At the while it is in play, you and humans you control have hexproof. So humans and you. Trying to think of a lot of relevant humans that need hexproof right now. I'm sure someone out there can help me. Sage of the Ancient Lore is a human. But yeah, anyway, humans. It'll be a tribe, I'm sure. It always is. Gain hexproof, and you gain hexproof. So no more Rolling Thunder to the face. They have to go to Sigarda instead. Also, an interesting thing about hexproof that I think will work in duels is because you have to target the player and then redirect to a planeswalker to shoot a planeswalker with, say, a Rolling Thunder. And if they can't target you, then you cannot target the planeswalker. So it may as well say that you and humans and planeswalkers have hexproof, as long as we're talking about from direct damage. And so, but that's not all the abilities. There's one more. 2 mana, 2 generic mana. Exile a card from your graveyard, any card. Exile any card from your graveyard. Put a 1/1 white human soldier token onto the battlefield. And guess what? It'll have hexproof. So, it makes a bunch of little 1/1s. It flies. It makes sure you don't get targeted by big nasty things. There you go. I believe that this counters tutelage because tutelage targets. So, Sphinx's tutelage, target opponent, right? If you try to do that with Sigarda on the battlefield, no dice. Oops, I meant to keep that. I was too excited. But yeah, so Sphinx's tutelage completely turned off by Sigarda here if we get it. You can't target the player. Just can't do it. So, what do you want to bet? We're a ramp on ramp. And I didn't, my first hand was fine. I didn't love it. My second hand was garbage. This hand is fine. It's terrible if they acid moss. Like, if somebody acid mosses me off this hand, it's just over. Yippity skippity. That's the acid moss world. Gonna be glad that is gone. Let me read this thing. Nope. I guess we're not gonna be, looks like we're up against, prowess. Maybe, I've been writing about a prowess. I've been playing and writing about a prowess deck lately. Maybe it's that. I'm going to fire this off now because I don't want to run into Titan Strength or something brutal. Maybe multiple spells that would keep Twin Bolt from killing it. But how about this? I haven't seen this card before. Harness the Storm. 2 colorless and a red for an enchantment, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast target card with the same name from your graveyard. Oh, that is really cool. Of course, it's not going to be good in duels, even if we get it, because you just can't get multiples easily, unfortunately. But there's something. Harness the Storm. That'll be really neat. I bet there'll be some kind of Storm combo deck around that card. There already is around like Past in Flames or cards like that. So that'll be fun. And we got Firecraft. He should target the offshoot. Yep, there you go. Good target choice. Our opponent's got a good hand. And let's see. I don't really have a long-term plan, so I have to let him have his card. Which makes me sad. But it's all good. He did have to use a Firecraft on an offshoot. It's not exactly ideal. Alright. Do like this. Now he'll probably shoot Nissa, because they run like all the burn spells in that deck typically. So we're gonna see what happens here. Interesting. Interesting. And that's what he's going to counter? Ah, that's a waste. Could just Ravaging Blazed out the Nissa and avoid this whole situation. Now he can't do anything about the Colossus if I draw it. Yep, hit the land. So, max punishment. Let's see if he has an answer to the Colossus. He's got 2 cards in hand and 1 off the top. He needs to have a Disperse. He needs to have Anchor to the Ether, something like that. Telling time, okay. Nobody plays Soulblade Djinn in Prowess decks, because Soulblade Djinn is a pretty bad card. 4/3 for a 4/3 for 5 is not a good card. Not without some better abilities. Not without something else going on in its life. It's got to have a little more. We all need more bang for that buck. Oh my gosh, yeah, somebody dropped in and told me about Kalidas and Anguish Unmaking not that long ago. I should be able to see this stuff on... I'm subscribed to that Twitter for a reason, but it never pops right up the way it should. But yeah, hallelujah. Kalidas. Pretty awesome card. Can't wait to see that. Anguish Unmaking, of course that'll be a good card, you know. Not really even worth talking about how good that card is. You gonna counter this? He's not gonna counter this. I mean, Grasp of Darkness is cool. Alright, yeah, you can draw cards. I'll take a 12-12. Getting leveled up to a 12-12 feels like drawing a card to me. More telling time. Okay. I mean, he just told time. And I don't know why you want to do it there on end step when you could prowess your guy. I guess he's worried about mana efficiency. I wonder what's in his deck to deal with Colossus, a big Colossus. Has to be some kind of bounce, right? So, he's digging for some kind of bounce. We already know he's like a calculated dismissal type of dude. And a Ravaging Blaze type. So, I don't know. He's well, yeah, he's gonna go in. I guess you gotta keep drawing. This is a pretty good matchup. I did want to know how Prowess would do against, like, tempo aggro Prowess would do against Ramp. So he's going with number 2. That's not gonna be good for him. So, what's the play? I think I should try to end the game. No, I can't end the game, but I should try to put him to 2, because then the Twin Bolt ends the game. So we're going to put all the points on this and see if he can pump it up. Okay, he can't. So this attack will put him to 2, which means he has to gain life, which red and blue are not good at. Probably can't gain life anyway in that deck. Or else the Twin Bolt will be lethal, and we can definitely sneak that through a calculated dismissal. But yeah, it is good. It is looking good. It looks like we actually have some strong cards coming in Oath and Shadows, you know. It's the kind of thing I've just gotten used to, you know. If the card looks really good, I just assume that we won't get it. Unless it's Planeswalkers, because they've decided that they're going to include all the Planeswalkers. But that doesn't look like the case this time around. It looks like we've got some real action. Now, will we get Negate, or a card like Negate to kind of, in my opinion, keep some of these amazing spells in control? Alright, so that'll be game. Our opponent didn't handle the Colossus. And we didn't hide behind it like a wall. We got aggro with it, and that's going to make the difference. Dispel, no. How about no? That would have been funny, though. If my lethal Twin Bolt got dispelled, I'd have given all the credit in the world to the person with the balls to set that play up. Alright, let's that inspires me to take our Prowess deck out for a prowl. Gotta love Prowess. I have been doing pretty well with it. I am glad that the player, I think it was SIW, who a viewer wanted me to try it. And it's a pretty good build. I don't think any version I ever ran had Whirler Rogues and Piacurans in it. I think it was all about creatures that were like 3 and under. And those cards are pretty much the best red and blue cards. Like they are the cornerstone of any red and blue deck, Piacuran and Whirler Rogue. So getting those in there just as kind of the backup plan when your aggro control prowess plan isn't going well. You just go wide and they finish the game off. Makes sense. Pretty good. Now, if we get this card, Epiphany at the Drown Yard. Have you guys seen this? Epiphany at the Drown Yard? Somebody has and wants to put a link in the chat. That would be a lot of fun for everybody. It is a blue and X instant. It is rare, so we could only have 2, which would kind of keep it from being ridiculous. Reveal the top X plus 1 cards of your library. So let's just say we do it for 6. Let's say we do it for 6. We have 7 mana, and we Epiphany at the Drown Yard at instant speed on end step for 6. So that will reveal 7 cards. You separate them into 2 piles. So I'm going to put a couple lands and a couple spells in each pile. Now, an opponent chooses one of those piles. Put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. So you get to keep half the cards you pay for. It's interesting. Now, that card is not like broken card draw. And it's not quite fact or fiction because of how much mana it costs to draw those cards. But it is probably some of the strongest instant speed card draw we've ever maybe gotten a chance to get our hands on. And in duels, I think you would have to play a card like this. It would be pretty fun. But it is pretty wild. For example, if you just cast it for 1, so you put 2 mana in, then you flip 2 cards, and your opponent picks 1, and you obviously get the crappier of the 2 cards. That's not that great. If you do it for 3, then there's 2 cards in each pile, assumingly 1 good one and 1 not so good one, and your opponent has to give you one of those 2 piles. So you probably don't get the best card, but you get the second best card and the third best card. Okay. But that's 4 mana, you drew 2 cards. That's not that special. Where it kind of tips is when you get into what I was talking about. You do need like 6 or 7 mana to make it really good. Like you are gassing up. Like you are drawing a ton of cards. So this is probably something for a ramp type deck. Something that is a big mana strategy. And because of that, I don't know how great it will be. But it's interesting. And I hope we get a card like this in duels because I think it will not be run very much or at all in Standard or in other formats. But in duels, it could be an interesting card. Fun card to have around. Alright. Prowess, prowess, prowess. We're going to have some prowess. Hello, it's a red deck. So I guess we're the control. Okay. Not really what this deck is built for, but we can do it. We can do it. And this hand can do it. So let's see if our opponent has that call to full moon to totally wreck our face. Any other new cards from today? There's a few things I didn't see until today. There's all kinds of weirdness. How about a blue and 5 other for a sorcery that puts a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard? How many zombies do you want? Let's see. Interesting. Choices, choices, choices. This will probably get shocked, which means this the next turn. I really want to wait on my burn spells and try to use them near the end. I don't want to use them now. I want to fight on the board. So we'll do it like this. The reason you don't want to fight too early with your burn spells if you're not a control deck is because creatures like Majoring Bully, they don't get better as the game goes on. Playing a 2/2 that asks to attack on like turn 6 is not that good. So we want to save our burn spells to fight later. Plus, we can let him build out his board. Maybe we get a 2-for-1 off Twin Bolt if he plays another 1 toughness. Maybe he puts an aura on something and Twin Bolt is better then. Things like that. Things like that. Somebody's talking about an indulgent aristocrat. I have not seen this. Is it on Mythic Spoiler? I'm like on Mythic Spoiler right now looking for it. Maybe it's from Shadows. No, it sounds like a Shadows card, I was going to say. Nope, I don't see it. It's not a Mythic Spoiler yet. You'll have to tell me what that card is. Okay, so we got our Twin Bolt. Opponent got their Twin Bolt. They get the poke for 3. No big deal. Does he have another critter? Does he have anything? Alright, pass. That's pretty good. It'll come in handy later. Let's see if he has a way to deal with the 3 toughness thief right offhand. Our life total is still okay. We don't have to freak out about life total yet. We can still play. We can try to play for optimal card advantage, card quality type game. He's got 3 cards. We've got 3 cards, really. We got 2 cards that aren't that good. Well, that's a good link for all you folks in the chat. Go check out that card. I still don't know what it does. Let me see if I can do a Google while this guy thinks. He's in the tank. Props to him. Indulgent Aristocrat. 1 black lifelink. Sacrifice a creature. Put +1 on each vampire. That card looks fun. Doesn't look amazing. Looks alright. Could be interesting. No, I'm not going to block. So now does he want to sacrifice both of his Ember Haulers to stop my Thief? I doubt it. Okay, he's got a mirror. Great. Great. So now the question is, he's tapped out that way, so I can do this. Let's see if he wants... Okay, he targets me. No problem. I'll bounce that to your hand. I think we can get in and draw that card, play the card advantage game. Definitely want to draw more removal spells. If we go to 9, he can sack those 2, then we're at 5, and we're still outside of Firecraft range. I see the links. Alright, so good. That's a good draw. It is kind of a janky vampire tribal. It could be interesting. Put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire you control. I mean, it's something. I don't know. I mean, anytime you can put things, but sacrifice a creature, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But anytime, people will make the deck, and people will probably have fun playing the deck. So it's all good. It's all good. Alright. Very careful red aggro player, which, you know, I can respect that. You want to make... This hasn't been the easiest of games, but he's in a bind here. Let's see if... Yeah, that's going to deal 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what we can do. Very curious to see how he blocks on this. We can blow up most blocks. I've got the red lag screen again. The red lagging message of doom. You guys would tell me, right? You'd tell me. Let's see here. Down to 7. Pump up the jam. Hopefully draw another creature. Like a Whirler Rogue or a Pia Kirin would be great. No, that's not it. Shoot that while we can. Flooding out. Not a good flood to be in. Not against red. You never want to flood against red. And he's got the Inferno Fist. Great. So now we're dialed into blocking or trying to draw a removal spell. And we're in Firecraft range, so... that was pretty lame. There you go. Yep, dead to all the things, right? Let's see what we can do. Unbelievable. So, probably a few ways I could have done this differently. I just didn't anticipate drawing so ice cold. Hey, he's passing the turn, maybe? Do we have a chance? I mean, what doesn't do 2 damage in that deck, right? Oh my goodness. I guess we just want to use this because any burn spell is going to go to our face, so we want to try to find more action, more pressure. We want to, not that good. Oh wait, if he, so the only draws that matter right now are creatures that he can't sacrifice to deal damage to us, like Perilous Mirror, and actually I might want this. I'm going to take a chance and keep it. If he draws like a Foundry Street Denizen, then this gives us another turn of drawing 2 cards of trying to stay alive. So actually I think it's alright. Land? What else you got, dude? What else you got? You got me? Don't slow roll me. Oh my gosh. Come on, dude. There you go. Oh, he doesn't have... Oh, shoot. I guess I should have saved that Titan Strength. He doesn't have Spell Mastery. I didn't even think of that. Never occurred to me. Not on my game right now. Trying to keep up with vampire talk. Not on my game. Ravaging Blaze. I wonder if he has another. Okay, Goblin Arsonist. That's one of the reasons that we kept this. Bloodlust. Jeez, oh Pete's. That stinks. That is horrible. Ugh. This game is horrid. It's so brutal to me. So now this card sucks because any creature he draws is going to get haste from another Bloodlust, of course. I guess I've just screwed up this game in so many ways. So many ways. Just screwed up my game. Awesome. Well, now maybe I can break up a Bloodlust, as long as it's not a Goblin Arsonist. We're dead to just about anything. We need to draw some creatures, for God's sakes. Where are the Whirlarogues? Where are the Piakirin at? Jeez, oh Pete's. What a horrible top deck war at 1 life against a red deck. This is so anticlimactic. So tense, right, yeah, so tense. I bet he's slow rolling me the whole way, too. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, you've got it. Staying alive, wah, ha, 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 staying alive. Now I bet he drew another Bloodlust, and that's one of the cards in his hand, but it does make, if he didn't, there is a chance this card is an absolute horrible now. Ah, what the hey? I guess I should have responded with a Titan Strength Scry. No, then I couldn't have. Yeah, I could have still Fiery Impulsed. That would have been smarter. Alright, you got that. You have another Bloodlust. He doesn't. And that card makes my Anchor to the Ether frickin' horrible. Bottom, please. Oh my god. What a flood. Oh my lord. That's game. Let's see how many more lands are on. Another land on top. That's priceless. That's great. That's awesome. That game was horrific. Oh man. Horrific game right there. This gold isn't worth it, dude. It's too stressful. Getting all this, trying to get this gold is not worth it. They can just have my money. This is no fun anymore. People still play Yu-Gi-Oh? Wow. Yeah, I know. I run that 40 land deck because I just can't, you know. I'm so scared of Acid Moss. That's what it is, Nighthawk. When Acid Moss rotates, I'll run less. I might cut it down to 35. I might cut it down to 35. I'm being sarcastic for anybody out there. I don't run 40 land decks. Nighthawk thinks he's like one of those Brits with that clever bone overly developed, and we love him for it. He also, like that little face, whatever that sarcastic face is, he should just have that as his avatar. Like, it should come up next to his name, because you can't take anything without that face in mind from him. Timed out. Fail. Fail, fail, fail. It's all a disaster now. It's all a disaster. Goodness gracious. Why don't you all tattoo that dude's face? I don't even know what that is. I don't know what you call that thing. I just know it means you're sarcastic. You just tattoo that guy on your foreheads, all of you. People, for those of you on YouTube or wherever, people in the comments just can't stop making silly faces. And if you want to be in the comments, catch one of my videos live on Twitch sometimes. I have weird hours for a dual streamer, but it's usually from about 3 p.m. Eastern Time to 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern Time is when you can catch me on here. And sometimes I get on a lot earlier on the weekends. Sometimes I wake up, roll out of bed, and get straight to the stream. Alright. Let's try to send us off on a good note, because I'm pretty much done for the day. I'm way too disgusted with that last game. It just hurt. ZZ now wants to out me as having a crush on Gabby. I'm not trying to lie, you know. I'm not trying to lie. Got a crush on Gabby, but I'm married and stuff, so not going nowhere. I'm just happy she's around. Hope she keeps doing what she do. Nope. Nope. We're gonna be patient. A lot of ways this could still go. Don't need to fire off a bolt just yet. More faces. I don't know why are we having a face fest? Come on, I thought we were above this. We play super serious games here, you guys. We don't just throw faces around. This is super serious over here. We're doing battle. We're doing war on a mythical plane, and you guys want to make fun of Gabby's. You're gonna throw off my game, like I promise you. Alrighty, so let's set up the next turn and see what happens. Now look what you did. According to the Twitch robots, you are making my stream lag. That's what all that faces does. Makes lag happen. Thopter on Thopter. That's how we're gonna finish this. That's how we're gonna finish this ridiculous day. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that baloney. Look at this garbage, you guys. Ugh. Alright. So what do I want to do? We need another spell. Nope. Okay. Thinking. Alrighty. So we're gonna try to create a blowout turn and see if our opponent is willing to walk into it. I think they will. I think they're gonna walk right into it, you guys. Oh, nope. Apparently not. So, not the absolute blowout, but we'll take it. Now, can I get something into the dang graveyard? I guess not. There's no way he's gonna block the mirror. We'll play this next turn if we get to untap, flip, Jace, recast, Fiery Impulse. So we'll do this turn. Sorry guys, dialing in, trying to win a Thopter Mirror. Always an adventure. We've got him below 2 cards, but he has the all-important network. And it's very unlikely that we'll be able to keep all of his Thopters off the board forever. So we're going to have to dial up some pressure. Okay, so he's probably planning to use Foundry if he doesn't have... Okay, I guess he doesn't have more Thopters up his sleeve. Yeah, Mir had his retirement party, but he's back. Let's see. I'm on Xbox One. You're welcome to add me there. Yeah, you can't take everything I say seriously. That'll get you in trouble. There's my gamer tag. Since I get asked about that often enough, that's for sure. See that? Alright, let's now get creative. Does he have a way to bolt my Jace? Oh, that's a big mistake. Oh, I had plans, but now I know exactly what I'm doing. Like, I had an idea, but that just set me up. I was gonna flash back this Twin Bolt and wait until end step and kind of get in a staring match with him on whether or not he was gonna activate that Foundry, but since he did it early, he's gonna suffer. Take that down a notch. Let's keep that Foundry offline. See, now we're going to stick him into this spot where he has to block with these artifacts. If he doesn't block with these artifacts, he's just going to die. But if he does block with them, he doesn't get to use the almighty Skyline Cascade. That's different. The almighty Foundry. So let's see what happens next. Well, For starters, we don't want to encourage any trades with Mr. Servitor. You're on chump block duty at best, Mr. Servitor. And we will play this mirror here. And we'll get busy. Put him under pressure. He doesn't want to block. Yep, he doesn't want to block. He wants to get his Thopters, his spy network active. It's gonna cost him some, though. It's gonna cost him. It's gonna cost him. Alrighty. Vile aggregate. And I can make it unblockable. Let's see what happens. Gemini got pimp post on, did a pimp post on Reddit. Infamous Gemini on the Reddit? That would be different. Is it something like you all noobs? Blah blah blah. I see random name got on there. That's cool. But I've seen him on there before. I don't see Gemini on Reddit. I don't see it. Can't be that pimp. Oh, no, I definitely play that last land here. I want to be able to play something off the top. Like, I need to be able to flash something back with Jace, and I want to be able to make the most of my mana. Okay, so because I played that land last turn, trust me, I knew what I was doing. Foundry of the Consuls, I can activate it, and I can flash back a Fiery Impulse. Alright, I can do all that. I can do both those things because I played the land. Alright, so trust me, I got this. And we definitely want to play it because that will make Vile Aggregate lethal. Trust me, you don't always hold the last land. You definitely do not always hold the last land, no matter what some other YouTube person tells you. This all should be fundamental. I mean, I'm trying to think of cards he could have, but I'm pretty sure we got it. Alrighty, piece of cake. That was a fun game. That was a really fun game. I got a bit of groove back from that. Then Prowess Thopters. If you want to make Prowess Thopters into a thing, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually a thing. It's more like Prowess is a thing and whether or not you want to put Thopters in it. Because, like, my Prowess deck right now has Thopters in it, but there's no way it's going to run the full Thopter package. Like, I mean, my Prowess deck runs Pia. My Prowess deck runs Whirler Rogue, but it doesn't run any of the other cards that kind of make Thopters. You know what I mean? That's really about it. The rest is kind of putting that Prowess stuff down early. Because otherwise they don't have synergy. There's no point, really, to try and... I guess you could call that a Prowess Thopters deck, but I mean, what else would you throw into it? Not Spy Network, and not Chief of the Foundry, not Engineer. I mean, if you did Engineer, I guess that wouldn't be unreasonable, but it wouldn't be that great either. I don't know. It's kind of a weird hybrid deck, but it does its job, and... maybe we'll try for one more Kratz game. Try to get one more big Chandra's Ignition before I disappear for the evening. And thank you guys for the follows and for showing up for my streams. It is pretty awesome. Gemini was going on about followers, and it's not like... I mean, there are plenty of these games and these Twitchers out there with thousands and thousands of followers and hundreds or whatever, but I'm really happy with the group that I have. I'm happy with a small group. If you like what I do, I try to do it often, so go ahead, follow along, come see me again. you're more than welcome. I'm really happy with the group that we have, and we get to talk about all kinds of cool things Magic and hang out and have fun. We talk about new cards as they're released, and we just go around smashing people with the best duels decks that we can make. So if you're into that and my nonstop verbal linguistic dropping of words, then we'll be cool. And welcome to the channel. Welcome to the CGB Nation, I suppose. I watch a lot of WWE, so if I use wrestling type references, that's why. Okay. One more for the road. It is true. They are getting rid of Acid Moss. Question from the chat. Acid Moss be no more come April when you update the game. They're going to kick that Acid Moss to the curb. You will no longer be able to just blow up all your opponent's lands. Hey, guess what? Red is back. That Foundry Street denizen you see over there, he's getting cut. He won't be around. That's going to be another card that gets the axe. Alright, we're definitely going to try to get on the board quick. Let's draw an untapped land so we can go right into Husk and into Abomination, shall we? Fail. We'll need our next draw step. If he has Twin Bolt or Fiery Impulse, we're going to take some damage, and we're going to fall behind. This deck isn't great against red. It's okay. It's not great. I mean, that's another way to get through. Subterranean Scout does the job, but he'll still need to somehow kill this Visionary, or the Subterranean Scout will get brickwalled, but it's alright. He gets 2 damage this turn. He gets to feel really special about himself. Alright. Gotta get on the board against red. Can't take turns off from casting creatures and playing lands. You pretty much have to do it every turn. Alright. Yep. Brick wall. Let's do this. Let's start eating stuff. Let's get some zombie insect. I love this deck because it reminds me of Rally the Ancestors. Just a little. I mean, obviously, we don't have Rally or Collected Company, which are the real bee's knees in that deck. And we don't even have Jace, which is also awesome. Having just one in duels means it's not worth splashing for. But it is fun. It is the closest thing to like a good combo deck that we have that's kind of hyperactive. Like, I love little creature combo decks, so I love this deck. Now our opponent's got a tough choice. What's it gonna be? He could attack at me, and he's going to. Now, because I have another Husk, and because I just want to keep up on the board, I will be blocking. Absolutely. If he wants to sacrifice his Ember Hauler, that is fine. Otherwise, we'll just make a trade, and now he only has an Ember Hauler. And we'll put out another Husk. And he's going to have to decide if he wants to trade his Ember Hauler for that, and if he does, I'm fine with that too. Plenty more where that came from. Whatever keeps the red deck from kicking our face. Well, they have 4 lands. That's probably good for us. Red decks that stop when they're playing 3 lands usually have a lot of gas in their hand. He's going to scout me. Okay. Double scout. I don't know if scout is something you want 4 of in your deck, or if you want that effect a ton of times. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Guess it depends. Depends on what kind of a scout player you are. Gonna have a big choice coming up, and he's not gonna help make it easy. Cool. I really don't want Lily to die, but maybe I don't want Husk. Do I want Abomination to die either? Really big turn. We definitely want to keep one of the 3 drops and one of the 2 drops to stay mana efficient. Whether or not we want to draw this, I'm not sure. Would it make a difference if you wanted to trade? No, I guess not. It's really tempting to go for Lily. If we go for Lily, he'll sack, he'll kill the Husk. But then we have a 2/3 lifelinker, and I think if he had a burn spell, he would have cast it already. He would have cast it on this husk already, right? Well, let's see what happens. We're going to take this road. If Lily sticks around for a turn or two, maybe you'll get to see Lily and Chandra's ignition with lifelink. Pretty fun. Oh, he does have the twin bolt. That surprises me. Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess there's no reason to discredit that, but there you go. So let's see what he has for Lily. He has a Firecraft for Lily, so he's got good draw. I mean, he's got a ton of action. And that sequence of good, efficient plays means he gets to pop us for 4. I really do need like one more land or a way to be more mana efficient. Blister Pod, that actually is a way to be more mana efficient. That is really handy right here. That is really handy. Let's see what he can do in response. I'd love to see him tap out for like a Pia Kirin. That would make my night. Nope. Land. And what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Appreciate everyone hanging out here. This is gonna be my last game. And we've had a really good time. This is a Jund Aristocrats list. We're apparently up against Red Aggro. Pretty tense game. If you like what you're seeing, you can follow me and come back and see me do it again sometime. Also, like, what I love to do is write about duels, so feel free to check out my blog. It is Haunted Flower Duels Diaries. There's a link to it if you're watching on PC right below the screen there. Please check that out if you would like to see more stuff like this. So, can't take all that damage. That's too much pressure. So, let's see. Or can we? Thinking. Alright, let's see what happens now. We've got a pretty smart opponent. Love to see what they do to this. I'm sure he'll come right in here. We do that pre-combat to see if he wants to sacrifice that. If he wanted to sacrifice his Ember Hauler then, and we wouldn't have to worry about blocking it. So, okay, confirm. We'll go for the big husk. He'll go for Ember Hauler to the face. Weird. I wonder what he's got. Must be a good amount of burn. Better be. 2 cards left, man. Do you have the burnout? Do you have the burnout plan? Not yet. Well, it's definitely time to start attacking, because now we've slowed him down and we have to finish this game. We definitely want Perilous Mirror to be on the battlefield at the end of this turn. We want the Shambler down there as well. I mean, it's kind of a big old target, but I think I'd rather have the Visionary. Let's get another card deeper. Alright. The next one will definitely be the mirror, but let's attack first and see if we can draw any kind of an effect out of him before we play it. We really want it to stay on the battlefield so we can sack it to Husk in response to any kind of creature that he plays. Okay, let's do it. What else you got, buddy? He's got a goblin. Alright. Does he have an aura for it? Nope, not yet. Okay, cool. Let's start with Rot Shambler. Follow with Mirror number 2. Sacrifice Mirror number 2 to kill Goblin. Goblin boy. And punch him in the face. You can only take, I think, one more turn of this, and then we win. Alright. Top deck. Mountain. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. Looks like it's about to be on. I suppose I should play the Abomination. No. I should have the Ignition ready. In case he has some kind of a way to counter this, because 1, 2, 3, 10, 7, 6. What could he do? I can't think of very much. So let's just do this now. If he's got a spell, let's force it out in the main phase. So that takes him to 10. This pumps the Husk and the Shambler to deal to 10 damage. Let's see what happens. Should be lethal. We did it! We did it! Donna Child had a bunch of auras or a Titan Strength or more mountains in his hand. Alright, survived the red aggro Subterranean Scout onslaught. Ah, that was fun. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Again, hope to see you another day. Follow me if you want to come back for more. Hang out, talk magic. All I play is duels. All I play is duels, 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 no matter what. Got dueling on my mind. Can't never get enough. Every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there. Laters.